Janae Rice, Nay Palmer, posted a statement to her Instagram page. She, of course, was the victim of this brutal assault by her husband, Ray Rice, who, as of yesterday, no longer with the Baltimore Ravens and has been suspended indefinitely by the NFL commissioner, who also seems like he could use a suspension. But this story is just horrible. And there's a lot of debate as to whether or not the video should have been made public, as to whether or not it has re-victimized Janae Rice. But it really does uncover the failure of a series of police officers and DAs and the league and everybody associated with the Ravens organization. Janae Rice posted a statement to her Instagram page. I woke up this morning feeling like I had a horrible nightmare, feeling like I'm mourning the death of my closest friend, but to have to accept the fact that its reality is a nightmare in itself. No one knows the pain that the media and unwanted options from the public has caused my family. To make us relive a moment in our lives that we regret every day is a horrible thing. To take something away from the man I love that he has worked his ass off all his life just to gain ratings is horrific. This is our life. What don't you all get? If your intentions were to hurt us, embarrass us, and make us feel alone, take all happiness away, you've succeeded on so many levels. Just know we will continue to grow and show the world what real love is. Ravens Nation, we love you. You know, I am not an expert in this stuff by any, I mean, I'm not an expert in any of this. I've been reading a lot of people who work with victims of domestic violence, who have been victims of domestic violence themselves. And there is, let me just sum up what I've read, which seems credible to me. First off, when there is domestic violence, it is a crime that is committed. And there is a responsibility by the state to follow up and prosecute that person who committed the violence. Secondly, that victims of domestic violence, Janae Rice's response to this is not inconsistent with victims of domestic violence for a whole myriad of psychological reasons. Again, this is not my analysis. That deal with the diminishment of their own self-esteem, the sense of somehow blaming themselves. There are others who have speculated that to the extent that Janae Rice thought that the abuse was worth the life that she would have as the wife of an NFL football player, and that's been taken away from her. All this wrapped up. It's a horrible situation. But certainly, the idea that the NFL didn't have access to this footage or that they didn't seek it, because it's quite clear that the casino would have given it to them if we are to believe that they hadn't seen it, which also stretches the imagination. It is even more of their responsibility and their culpability for not dealing with this situation when it first arose in a way that was appropriate. And so it's a horrible situation, and you know, to the extent that there's anything positive that comes out of this, is just a greater awareness that institutions can no longer get away with covering up for for people who engage in this type of criminal act. It's quite clear that the NFL has had just this bizarre, effed up sense of priorities when it comes to policing their players. And whether the players like it or not, the fact is, players are role models. And they're very high profile. And when the league sloughs off this type of stuff, it sends a message. It sends a message to future players. It sends a message to kids. It sends a message to broader society. And, you know, in this day and age, fortunately, institutions like this and companies and whatnot, they're held to account. And so, you know, this type of criminal behavior is unacceptable. And it's a problem that cuts across society. And frankly, it's a shame that it just takes a video, but it does. In our society, it does. And now you know why things like, as we see leaked stories about how the U.S. government tortured its prisoners, everyone from the Al-Qaeda suspects to Jose Padilla, why the CIA was so determined to destroy those torture tapes. Because the reality of humans is that things don't exist unless it's on video for us. That's just our own failing as people.